Okay, hello everyone. I'm Peter Sassman, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use the Unreal plugin for the Cilia. So to start off, let's go ahead and go to hapticsoul.com. We'll go to Software, and let's go ahead and save the Unreal Blueprint class to the desktop. Now that it's downloaded, we'll unzip it and then you'll open the Epic Game Launcher. I've already done so to save time. So let's go ahead and launch the Unreal Engine. Okay, so let's go ahead and create a new project. We will make a third-person project, and we will name it Cilia Example Scene. Now that we have the scene open, let's go ahead and make a class. We'll just make a blank class, as all we really need to do is create a project that we can compile with. Now that it's finished compiling, it'll open Visual Studio for us. Okay, now that we have Visual Studio open, we'll need to add our own files to the project. So let's go ahead and find the location of the source file. I believe we can navigate by going to C Program Files 86. Okay, we need to find where we save this at. Oh, okay, there we go. Now the path has come up. Oh. So we need to take this path here, users, documents, Unreal projects. Documents, Unreal projects, and then we are working on the Cilia example scene. So we'll go ahead and open that, and we'll go into source, and this is where we're going to copy the plugin. So let's go ahead and grab the plugin from the folder we created on the desktop. Copy, paste, actually we may want to go one further down. Example scene, and paste it in here. And then back in the editor, let's go ahead and add existing item, and then go to Documents, Unreal Projects, Cilia Example Scene, Source, Cilia Example Scene, and grab the Cilia plugin and add it. Now that we've added it to the editor, let's go ahead and open the cilia.cpp. We will need to edit where it says use Cilia plugin. Oh, my bad. We will need to open up the Cilia plugin.h. So let's go ahead and add that as well. Okay. And open Cilia plugin.h. Now, we will need to change this to the appropriate project. So let's go into myclass.h and grab where it says Cilia Example Scene API and copy that. We're going to copy that over where it says My Project 3 API. Then we can save and we can build the scene or build the project. As you can see, these are blueprint functions. So once this is finished compiling and we go back to the project, then we'll be able to utilize the blueprint functions. it's going to take a while for it to parse the solution. So while it's doing that, let's go back to the editor and start working on some of the objects that we're going to need in the scene. So we're going to need a box trigger. So let's go ahead and bring that over. This is a collider type object that you don't actually visibly see when you're in the gameplay mode. So let's go ahead and make this bigger. So now we have an area that we can collide with our player, and this can trigger, we'll be able to link this up in our blueprint to trigger different smells and different lights on the cilia. So let's go ahead and make sure that the collision settings are right. We want to simulate hit events, and we want to make sure that it has all overlap events. And we don't really want the character to be able to step up onto this. Actually, we don't really need the hit event because all we really need is the overlap events. But we'll go ahead and leave that. So let's go ahead and, in case you wanted this to be an item that could be deleted, let's go ahead and make a separate object. And this one we don't really want to generate any overlap events, unlike this one, because we're just going to use this particular see if there's a none option. Oh, doesn't really matter. So this object up here, we don't really want to go away when it's collided. This one, we're not going to either, but let's say in your own project you wanted the smell to go away after a while and to delete the object. So we'll make a separate object that's going to manage adding and deleting the cilia from the scene. So let's go ahead and add a blueprint to both of these objects. So I'm going to create a blueprint for this object. Save. We can close that. And then let's grab this object right here. We want to create a blueprint for it as well. Save, and we can close that. So now this one will manage adding and deleting the cilia from the scene, and this object here will manage adding smells to the scene and adding color. So let's go back and see how our compilation's doing. Still has a little bit to go. So how about we go ahead and add a second block to the scene. Oh. I seem to have lost it. That's okay. Oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. So let's go ahead and see if we can't use this one as well. So I'm going to go ahead and make this one scale on the X by 10 as well. Oops, grabbing the wrong object. Okay. So now we can add a blueprint to this block as well. And save and close. Okay. Hopefully we're getting pretty close now to compiling the project. Looks like that's going to take a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and make sure. Okay, so they all have blueprints. So let's go into the one that's floating up in the air, and let's go ahead and start making some of the events in the blueprint. So open full blueprint editor, and so now we want to make sure there's an event on begin play, and we also want to make sure that there's an event for end play in this object. Okay, save that. Let's edit this blueprint. So this has a begin overlap. Let's go ahead and add a new function for end overlap. Okay. So we'll save this one as well. We'll close that. And then let's edit this one too. Begin overlap, and then add another function, actor end overlap. Ta-da! Let's save that. Let's see how our project is doing. Thankfully, it compiles faster after the first time you compile the project. Oh, yeah, this will be corrected. Right now it says glue, but we're going to change it to where it says blue and re-upload it to the website. Okay, so the build succeeded. That's good. Okay, let's just make sure that's saved and close. And so now what we need to do, save the current scene. We need to build the scene. And then we may end up having to close and reopen the editor in order to be able to find the blueprint functions. But we'll find out in a moment. First, we need to let it finish building the scene. Okay, now that it's finished building the scene, let's go ahead and see if any of the blueprint classes have loaded yet, or if we'll need to close and reopen the editor. So we'll need to uncheck context sensitive. Okay, we don't see the Cilia functions. So let's go ahead and close save all the selected, and now we'll relaunch the Unreal Engine, and then it'll be able to find the blueprint classes. Unreal may want to fix this bug so that it can find the blueprint classes without having to close and reopen the engine. Okay, so now we'll go ahead and open our example scene. Now we should be able to go into the blueprint and find the functions. Okay, begin overlap, remove context sensitive, and then we can find Cilia functions, or we can just search up here. So let's go ahead and do Cilia connect Cilia. So now, oh, wrong one. So this is one of the ones we're going to collide with. So let's actually set like a fan or something. So let's set a fan, and we can pick any of the 6 fans on the Cilia. So let's pick fan 5, and we'll set it to a speed of 128. And then let's pick another fan, maybe fan number 3, and we'll set it to a speed of 255. And then we'll also do maybe fan 2, and we'll set it to a speed of 1. And then let's go ahead and change a light. So how about we change light 1 to be very red, and then we'll set light 2 let's say to be a combination of all 3. And maybe on blue we'll do a slightly less value. Now what I should say is on the fan number and the light number, it's both 1 through 6. On the fan speeds you can put in values between 0 and 255. So you'll be able to mix these to get millions of different possible colors. Okay, now when we end the overlap, we'll probably want to turn the fans off. So let's go ahead and take fan 5 and set it to a speed of 0. And take fan 3 and set it to a speed of 0. And set fan 2 to a speed of 0. So basically when we leave the collision, the area that has the smell, we want the smell to go away. So we'll just set the speed to 0. So let's go ahead and save that and compile. And now we'll go over to this one over here. And edit its trigger box. So how about on this one, we just try to turn on lots of things. So let's set this one like a speed of 20, and then we'll set fan 2 to a speed of 50, and then okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll set this one to like 100, 200, 75, 32. We can pretty much do whatever we want, and then now we'll set them back to 0. And the faster you have the fan, the more you'll smell the smell. Okay, so how will we add a light? One, we'll make 2, 5, very green. Two, we'll make very blue. Oh, 2, 5, 5. Okay, so we'll save and compile this. Okay, so it's compiled. So now we need to edit the last one. So we need to have a begin play and an end play. So begin play, we need to connect to the Cilia SDK. So we'll do that with connect Cilia. And then at the end of play, we need to disconnect Cilia. We'll compile and save that. Okay, so let's go ahead and build the scene now. And if we did everything right, it should work. Okay, let's go ahead and test this scene. So we'll start walking this way. Oh. I think we hit the last one, but not the first one. We may not have turned the collider on for that one. Let's double check. Physics. We need to make sure that we have all overlap, or collision presets, we want to all overlap. We don't want to be able to step on it. Generate overlap events. Yes. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay, let's play. So now, see, it came on red and white, and now it only has the fans on that we told it to turn on at the speeds we had specified. So now I have 3 of the smells coming at me. This one, and this one. And then I leave the area and all the fans go off. Okay. and then I go down here, and now I have all the fans come on at the different speeds I specified. And you can hear some of them are kind of like pulsing because they have not maximum speed turned on. Let's see if we can show you some of these. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull out. So let's just make sure on that first fan, that it's set to like a speed of 1 when I added this one. So let's say fan 1, speed 1, and then we'll make fan 2 255 so that we can just see a real good representation of the difference in speed. So I'll go ahead and pull out this other one too, and then hopefully y'all can see it finishes building. Okay. So you can see how the one on the left is like almost coming to a complete stop before coming back on again. So it's pulsing in order to make less smell come to me, whereas the other one you can see is constantly spinning. So that's about it for the Unreal tutorial. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. If you have any questions, make sure to say in the section below. We'll probably be putting out more videos as we work on different projects. You can buy one of the Cilia developer kits on our website, hapticsoul.com, like right now, and then we'll get one out to you as soon as possible. We'll be buying a new printer soon, so we'll be making even more improvements on our device. So I'll see y'all in the next video. Thank you for watching.